What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched episode 7 of season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen. We'll be talking full spoilers ahead, so hopefully you've had a chance to watch this episode. And we'll do a real quick recap again because this season is so information dense. I have notes, so I'll just go through those instead of my normal stumbling through a recap to try and remember everything that happened. But to keep it simple here, Yuji and Megumi entered the Tokyo number 1 colony. Their goal is to find a powerful sorcerer named Higuruma and convince him to use his points to change the game's rules to save Megumi's sister. When they entered the colony area, they were attacked by what I jokingly called spawn campers, rookie hunters. That are just waiting for people to pop in to take out, and we get a big fight scene between. It's also worth mentioning too that Megumi and Yuji are separated. Just like a battle royale, just get dropped in randomly. So they both had their own things or people to fight, and then after their fights respective, which we'll talk about more when we talk about our review. They both meet people who are being weird and aloof, leading them to the person they're looking for, but they both have different locations that they're saying they're at, so we don't really know who to trust or what they're up to. And then also a couple things worth mentioning is in the beginning of the episode, Kenjaku was seen escorting somebody out of the area where the fight, the barrier, and escorting them out and thanking them for being friends with their son, meaning Yuji. So that's interesting. And then the person who got escorted out was talking with all these other people who had the same experience but different dialogue. So that's kind of weird. And a bunch of non-sorcerers being escorted out of there. And was there anything else major? Oh, they had a interaction with, what's his name, Hikari, who has agreed to help them, but they have to help him as well. They talked with the little flying thing that orchestrates the Cullen game rules and information. I forgot what his name was. I don't know if I have that in my rules.
The little paperclip guy for Windows.
Yeah, and they checked a bunch of information, started planning and strategizing based off what they saw off of there, and where they even devised the plan to go find this person that they're going to try to use their points to do their own thing.
It's also worth noting that him and Panda are going to go to another barrier and try to establish a rule to trade your cooldown basically with other people, so that they can, instead of like having to kill to get points, they can just trade points.
Yeah.
So that was also mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Is that number 2 colony they're going to?
I can't remember the number.
Because there's 2 of them, so I assume.
Yeah.
And the next episode's called number 2 colony or something like that. So
yeah, I don't remember what they said.
Yeah, I mean, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good episode. The beginning was, again, they just kind of like said a bunch of stuff really fast, and because between like watching obviously the seasons broken apart from each other, and then not and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but like because they're not like hand holding people to explain every little thing that they're doing all the time. It's more like, I guess, natural in the regard of like they're speaking to each other as if they are in the situation and know the situation, right? Mm-hmm. But like as a viewer, with a terrible memory personally, I get a little lost sometimes, and I gotta like.
Okay, sorry, we had some technical difficulties. Continuing on.
Yeah. So, anyways, just the beginning of the episode was pretty good, but it was mostly just like information. So, though I did find it a little funny that I can't remember his name, guy, Zoro's voice actor,
Hikari,
trying to act all cutesy when he's trying to get what he wants was pretty funny, a little touch as well.
Also, the transition from him looking how he normally does to his face morphing into that really soft, buttery face was
very kind of gross.
Was
face,
creepy.
Yeah. Also, Panda just kind of dropping, that his creator, the principal, was killed.
Which makes sense that he would do that. It never dawned on me that information hadn't been conveyed to them yet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird way to just kind of throw that out there.
Yeah, but all the information was transferred among each other, and the plan was made. They got to figure out who had the 100 points, and be able to kind of come up with the idea to have the two rules to disclude his sister, and then also try to make a rule to where they didn't have to necessarily kill people to stay in the game. So now we head forward. You brought up in the summary, but the dream state that the person was in, basically, when they were speaking to oh God, what's their name? The thing inside of what's his face's body.
You talking about the beginning of the episode?
No, when the person's in bed and the main villain guy.
Kenjaku,
yeah.
Yeah, but that was at the very beginning of the episode.
Yeah, when they were basically talking to that person, you know, in what they called a in between dream and reality state. That was a real interesting way to kind of just subtly, you know, call out, you know, that they were a father in that moment. So again, another example of the show just kind of not holding your hand. Is just hey, okay, here's this part now.
Just dropping stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and then we get to the actual barrier part, and it is funny how much like a battle royale it is. There's just 9 drop points, and good luck, you know, at that point.
Yeah, as soon as that part started where they accepted entering, I was like, this is just a battle royale. The way it's set up, they they're dropping in at random points, and then they have to go from there.
And of course, you know, these rookie hunters or noob hunters, whatever you want to call them, had the worst luck possible to run into 2 not so new people when it comes to fighting, especially Yuji being basically harder to rock anyways, and just effortlessly taking out both of these really weird hair people. I'm not a big fan of their abilities. One was a jet, one was a helicopter.
Yeah, it's like if you asked a kid what a superhero's power should be, and there's a helicopter, or they're a jet.
That was pretty dorky. I was like, okay, I'm glad you're throwaway characters, because I really never want to see you again.
Well, we didn't see an actual end to the jet person. They fell.
Yeah, he threw something at her, and that was it.
Yeah.
Done deal. And then the helicopter guy, you know, tried to get in. Yuji was trying to be a little more responsible so he could actually, you know, question them, and he knocked him out too. So,
though I thought it was funny when he was doing the propeller thing through the building, I was thinking well, you could either run or you could just deck him right in the center, and then he did do that. And I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I like how he just was also just starts laughing about it. He's like, oh, now you broke your hand or whatever, and they just kicked him in the balls. He's like, I didn't break my hand.
Just blood.
So that was pretty dorky, in a funny way. And then Megumi situation, that girl bothers me.
Yeah, I wouldn't instantly trust her, but I just have to assume that Megumi's powerful enough to not be threatened too much by her, or at least feel like he's not.
He doesn't feel threatened at all. Yeah.
But going back to battle royales, but more specifically extraction shooters, people want to play buddy in those games. I'm like, I want nothing to do with anybody. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. So the idea of just finding someone and being like, hey, you help me find this person. They're like, okay. I'm like, that's a little.
Yeah, after he slapped her, and she's like, oh, well, I can't win this fight.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know. And then them giving different answers at the end at the cliffhanger. Basically, I was just like, oh, okay. Either one or both of you are lying, or there's maybe there's multiple instances of this person, or maybe that person can just project shadows of themselves or something, right? There's all these options at this point, but it definitely came off is meant to be a what's the truth, type of thing before it ended. So
even before that, there's a lot of shots specifically with the girl where it wouldn't even show her face, kind of showing that she's being elusive and non-trustworthy.
Well, they kind of did that with the boy too when he was down the hallway when he was talking to Yuji.
Well, he's weird anyway, because he's acting nervous, but he's also really interested and wanting to be involved.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, and then similarly when they were trying to have a discussion, the camera, camera, right? Went out of his way to not get too close to him, type of thing. So
well, with Yuji, it was like a scene of him through trees and foliage. So it was obscuring both of them in both shots.
Yeah. So
shots.
Yeah. Anyways, interesting setup. Obviously, we're in it now. I think there's no episode next week. I'll have to confirm that. So
Yeah,
we get a week.
If
off.
there's not, we can start watching one of the other shows.
Yeah.
And start getting into them.
But pretty decent episode. I'm looking forward to where it's going. So
I like this episode more than last episode, just because last episode was a lot of one scene of people trying to figure each other out, leading up to basically something that it all worked out, but it felt like more and more setup. It finally feels like as soon as they entered the zone, it feels like we are beginning where everything has been building to. It even felt like that in terms of like them accepting going in and getting dropped in and instantly getting into combat. So it does feel like, we're moving forward, but even with the more exposition heavy parts of the episode in the beginning, it was more like information gathering and getting a strategy before they go in, which I enjoyed it. And it was also a much shorter instance of it. And it was also interesting to see, I forgot its name, but the little flying guy, for a situation that's so bleak, it's funny to have like a comedic element of being basically a flying tablet of information that can only work for Yuji. Because Megami asked it to do something. It's like, I'm attached to Yuji. So that was interesting.
but he should have one now.
Yeah. Because he was locked in because of Sukuna.
Yeah, who's a player.
Yeah. Which was interesting. So yeah, that was an interesting tidbit. Panda revealing things. It just kind of makes the whole situation a little more depressing the way he's handling it. But also, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, he didn't tell them. That's interesting.
Right.
The beginning of the episode I found creepy. The way that the kid was being escorted out of the zone by now I can't remember his name, Kenjaku. It's not a name there. I mean, they're saying it, but it's not being said frequently. So I'm just like, yeah, what's his name? Very interesting, very eerie. The way they did that, very creepy. The whole scene with the music and at first them just walking and then in the background seeing all the monsters or the curses. A lot of questions there, but then also the reveal of Kenjaku in some way, whether actually being a parent of Yuji or having something to do with Yuji's birth. Pretty big reveal done subtly, which was very interesting. So I'd like to know more about that. I'd also like to know more about the people who were escorted out. It's almost, I don't know, the way they portrayed it was so creepy, but mysterious and interesting.
I do especially find it weird that they would escort people out because I can't imagine they care about people. So it's a weird thing. But I also wonder if they do that to allow people to have the opportunity to make the choice to join the game. Because I know the obsession, at least like as we're led to believe, is to create strong sorcerers.
Yeah.
And so maybe he would just prefer people to willingly be sorcerers at that point. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully we get some information on that further. And if you guys know, please don't tell us. We're not reading the manga. So, yeah. And then the whole entry into the zone was interesting. It literally felt like they're joining a game. I like how there's like, yeah, gets in there and it's like, are you sure? And like, yeah, I don't care. Like, just, do you need information? No, just throw me in. The fight that happened when they first got there was a lot of fun. It was very goofy just because the two people he was fighting were really dorky. Helicopter dude, jet head person. But it was kind of cool to see that people had already been in there and they already have like their strategies and stuff. Not only reminded me of like a battle royale, but also the movie Battle Royale. So that's kind of adds flavor to what they're entering in and how people are already in these mindsets of like, either I have to just start taking out people as they come in, or I'm gonna have to deceive people. It's cool. It's a good beginning setup. Right. And then as soon as it showed that one creepy kid who knew Yuji, I was like, he's kind of weird. I don't like him. And then he shows up, and I'm like, why are you getting closer? Like, what are you doing? I also have a hard time believing either both of them know of this person or know where they're at. Maybe they've heard of him. I don't know. But obviously, at the end of the episode, we see that both of them have different locations they're going to, which I assume one of them's lying, the other one's not, or neither of them know. I don't know. But I don't know. I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling about both of them. They did a good job in this episode of like making them both untrustworthy in different ways, because the girl seems a little more sociable, but also guarded with her information. And she even explains herself saying like, you could kill me. So that's why I'm doing this. So it makes me think she's a little more trustworthy, but I'm not going to assume she is.
She also said she's been there for 12 days already.
Yeah. Whereas the other guy has like serial killer vibes. Yeah. So, and he also visually just gives me a lot of tells that he's not mentally well. So, I don't know. He even was saying that like the two people he was with were going to end up killing him anyway. So it sounds like he's just surviving by any means necessary, like a wild animal. So we'll find out. But I like the way that they did the ending. Is a cool way to kind of like leave us on a cliffhanger, but also give us like, oh shit, who's telling the truth, or any of them like something to think about, which I appreciate. So, but yeah, now they're in. We're getting going. I'm really curious to see what happens in the next episode, specifically because the episode was called Colony Number 2 or whatever. So I'm wondering if we're going to get a cut to Panda and the other dude or what. But it's going to suck if the episode doesn't come out next week, because then I got to wait a whole other week to see the continuation. But it's good. I'm enjoying where it's at right now, and I'm glad that the ball is finally seeming to roll, because even though I have enjoyed all the exposition, there's been a lot of data, a lot of information dropping. So it's been interesting to keep up with it, but at the same time, I'm ready for action, not action like combat, but like just things to start going. So I'm happy where it's going right now, and can't wait to find out what happens next. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, let us know in the comments what were some of your favorite parts of this episode, least favorite parts if you have any, anything that we didn't talk about that you think we should have talk about in the comments below. Unless it's a spoiler, please don't put that down there. For future episodes, this episode's fine. We're talking spoilers already, but no spoilers for us. And yeah, let us know everything you think about in the comments below when it came to this episode. Also recommendations. We can't do it this season, but next season maybe. Anime, movies, TV. If there's something you think we should watch and review, let us know. And I think that's everything. Quick reminder, we're watching this show and doing episodic reviews. We're doing episodic reviews of Free Run. We'll be doing that tomorrow night. And then Trigun.
Try to do Trigun and Hell's Paradise.
And we're going to do a season review of both of those each. So we got to start just watching them and getting through the whole thing. And then we'll do a season review of those because time is tight.
True.
Yeah, but thanks for watching, guys. I've been Seth. This has been Chevy. Until the next review, we will talk to you guys later.